On we go. Through the radioactive vines, it'll be great. Good times had by all, surely. Alright, here we go. Against my better judgment, let's push through. I seem to have been injured. An hour later, you realize your mistake as the radiation sick illness sets in. Yuck, you'll be sick for days after this, and will need radiation treatment when you return. I've become injured. Okay, so on the one hand, I'm heroic. So I get +1 to all physical skill increases for 3 months. On the other hand, I'm injured. So all physical skill increases are reduced by 1. Well then. I guess we're back to normal then. Yes, Solana is such a great hero that getting injured turns her back into a normal person. Yeah, give me that. Haha, I got it. Let's take the other path. I've got a better feeling about the right path here. Seems correct for some reason. The flies here are awful. They come out in the heat of the day and buzz around you incessantly. They don't bite, but they seem to want something from you. Maybe the water or salt from your sweat. You hope they aren't laying eggs. This calls the most annoying ones rod flies, because they're like long flexible sticks with a bunch of wings. They swarm in clouds around your face, no matter how hard you try to shoo them away. He says they remind him of Mars. Hey, don't you talk about my friend that way? But there are other ones, too. Like the one that's just a big eyeball with a couple pairs of little wings. They make a loud buzzing sound and are always just out of reach when you try to swat them away. Today, your personal nemesis is one of these eye flies. There was a whole bunch of them earlier, but only one has persisted. It's been following you, staring at you all morning. You and Dis have been battling at it for an hour, but it's a fast dodger. Dis has finally given up and just plods forward. It even lands on his head, but he doesn't care. We'll be zen and let it be. We came here to be one with nature, to discover its secrets and the great, wonderful things about it, not to kill it. Using Dis's strength, you find a sense of peace deep down and just block out the incessant buzzing. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping that would be some stress reduction. Oh well. Guess not. Guess I couldn't be so lucky. Oh! Dis, hello! How are you doing, man? I only just barely made it here. Dis is an entirely different person when he's outside the colony walls. Without people constantly trying to correct his asocial behavior, it's like he's blossomed into someone who's actually confident. The more time you spend with him out here, the more glimpses you catch of the real Dis. Bet you can't do this, he says, jumping off a huge boulder and doing a cool roll at the end. Wait, no, bet you can't do it with your eyes closed. I can. You and Dis cavort around, daring each other to do more and more dangerous things. Dis isn't scared of anything. You think you see something up on one of the plateaus above you. The cliffside is covered in convenient vines. We could dare Dis to climb up there. Dare Dis to race you to the next checkpoint. Or dare him to kiss you on the lips. Well, that one kind of came out of left field. But hey, it's not as if there isn't precedent. Remember the good old times, like when the hormones were raging? Yeah, good old times. Anyways, yeah, sure, why not? Let's flirt with him. Sounds fun. Why does eyes do that? Disco spell. What? No, that's not the same. He exclaims, You're cheating! Wow, you might have found the one thing Dis is scared of. He insists you pick a real dare. Look at those eyes. He's like gonna murder me for flirting with him. Yikes. Let's climb up there? Or, the next checkpoint would probably be more useful. But climbing up there could be a great view. Let's climb up there. Dis scrambles up the cliff, no problem. He turns around at the top. Now your turn. Well, you dared him, so you gotta follow through. The vines are slippery and dangerous, and some of them are even alive and wriggle when you grab them. You lose your grip right at the top and slip and start to fall. But Dis grabs you. Oh, thank you, Dis. Gotcha, Dis exclaims, pulling you over the ledge. Your heart is thumping. You're all sweaty from fear, but you did it. Dis looks so calm and collected, even though he just climbed the same treacherous wall It had to save you from a long fall. Why doesn't he ever seem scared? Well, aside from that one time where I tried to kiss him, but, you know. Aside from that. The plateau is empty, but it provides a great view to look out over the resting ridges. Are we pronouncing the W or not? Is it the resting ridges or the resting ridges? Like the resting or the do these even sound like different words coming out of my mouth? Because they're supposed to. Anyways. You and Dis take a break and watch the shadows creep across the dusty, craggy landscape. This is the life, Dis says. No school, no gossip, no bullies, no one telling me what to do or what to think. He props his elbow on his knee and squints into the suns. Even with my augmentation in the colony, I always feel like such a coward. But maybe the problem isn't me. It's everyone else, you know? I'm not scared of any of the usual stuff. Monsters, getting hurt, even dying, like, who cares? He continues. But humans keep finding ways to control people with fear. Well, they can't control me. Oh, we learned his augment. Is that no fear? So how about that kiss? We have to. It's perfect. It's perfect. Like, I don't call him a coward. And yeah, like, fear keeps us safe, though. It is true. It's a true statement. However, if he's just inherently in his DNA, like, not prone to fear, then that's kind of a jerk move to say, like, yeah, but you're defective, so, sorry. So, I mean, I think between these two things, I don't think he's a coward, and I don't want to insult him, so my hands are tied here. We have to ask about the kiss. Dis laughs embarrassed and starts scrambling down the side of the cliff again. You'll have to catch me first. Oh, we found another thing. Huzzah. Oh, wow, we're still here. Awesome. I should go home soon, but not yet. Let's actually check, because I think I've discovered a couple of the, like, genetic enhancements recently. So, like, I want to look at them. So, Cal... So, we already know that Tangents is reduced sleep. Dis, no sense of fear, as expected. Mars is shameless. Okay, so she has no shame. He has no fear. She has no sleep. So, Tam, we never really know. This guy's dog ears. Honestly, seems kind of lame compared to the other ones. Anyways, back to the adventure. Okay, now I do wonder, is there like a main like quest thing for us to do here or not? Even if there is, in all likelihood, whatever we do next is probably gonna have to be the last thing anyway, because we're basically out of oh, okay. Yeah, so that one isn't useful. We're out of stress. Or we have too much stress, whatever you want to use the terminology. The sun goes behind a cloud and you feel a light splattering of rain. It sizzles into the dry, hot ground around you, providing a little relief from the heat of the day. Then you realize you don't see a single cloud in the sky ahead of you. It almost never rains in the western resting ridges. The plants here rely on nighttime dew for moisture. Let's look up. Let's see what's going on here. A herd of float cows are bobbing overhead, like hot air balloons drifting west in the prevailing winds. You've seen these creatures being milked in the colony's farms. During migration season, their helium sacs swell to make them lighter than air, so they can safely travel great distances. You've also heard what they use for ballast. Ah. That wasn't rain at all. Just float cow piss. You try to dodge another shower, but it splatters down on you, soaking your head and shoulders. Ah, gross. At least the heat makes it evaporate quickly. Well, that's stressful. We got +1 animals, though. You're too injured to continue. You have to go home now. I'm back. Well, that was a fun little excursion. It's your 17th birthday. But it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not just for this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor. The Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go, yeah. Why not? Sounds fun. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourselves, and yourself specifically. It is your birthday after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags. Every inch of her painted and perfumed, or primed? I'm not actually familiar with that. Primped, painted, and perfumed. Yeah, you don't want to be pimped. That's not good. Solana, happy birthday. I'm glad you can make it, she says over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your strong song requests to congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars, skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like on Earth, duh. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks at you. He's far too forward. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who's to say it's gonna be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast, pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Whoo, it's time to dance. Is Solana a dancer? I'd probably. Maybe. And she does the music thing. If you do music, does that mean you're a dancer at heart? Not sure. Does this look like a face that wants to dance? Not sure. We'll dance, yeah. You, Rex, and Mars take to the dance floor. After a while, an enemy follows, pulling vase behind her. You all dance until it feels like your heart is going to burst. From excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. Nami, who's playing DJ with congruence, spins up something a lot slower. More romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily. Or dreamily. How do I do this voice dreamily? Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily. Or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. That's my best attempt. My apologies. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Let's see. Okay, first of all, am I going to be the lame person that just hangs out and watches? No, and look at me. I've got persuasion, I've got creativity, I got bravery. I'm going out on the dance floor, okay? You can't stop me. Here's the question. Mars or Tangent? And I'm in between the two of them. I suppose there's more precedent for Tangent, so we're going with Tangent. Tangent is already shaking her head as you approach her for a dance. Absolutely not, she says. I'm not going anywhere near that sweaty mess. Well, she didn't say she wouldn't dance. What's this? +2, okay. She resists you tugging her into a slow dancing position, but relaxes when she realizes you don't intend to take her away from the safety of the refreshment table. She dances with you a little mechanically, her nose turning more pink as the song goes on, and drops her arms immediately when it's done. You follow her gaze to the dance floor, where Anemone and Vase seem to have skipped dancing and gone straight to sucking face. Tang's lip curls. Thank you for not expecting me to do that. After the slow song, Nami spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. but the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's here speak hijacking the feed. For a second, I thought it would be like an invasion of aliens, so thank goodness. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, he says. Young pioneers! I look at you, and I see the future. Not just of this colony, but of all humanity. And to be fair, that's what I was thinking in the morning, so... yeah, he's not wrong. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Right here. Good man. A real good man. Really, the best of the colony. Shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight. On the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads from his holopoem. We cannot tarry here. We must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful Sinwi races? Sinwi races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go. The unknown ways, pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing, we and piercing deep the mines within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving, pioneers, oh pioneers. It's not terrible. I'll applaud politely. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. What do you think this poem means, kids? He asks. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No! He exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Fortuna by the balls and make it respect us. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them! No more hiding behind our walls! To your left, Vase and an enemy lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave and the music spins back up again. But only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are... What am I? Am I excited? Cautiously optimistic, scared, angry, or trying not to think about it? Well, okay, let's think about this. Firstly, he's basically just done a recruitment operation for the equivalent of the military. Doesn't sound like he literally drafted us, but it sounds like there's a lot of social pressure. Which on the one hand, not the biggest fan of, especially considering I have toughness of 20 and combat of 8. Not exactly military material, honestly. But, worth noting the context, right? I mean, we are on a hostile world. It is worthwhile to have a very robust sort of defense force, so it's understandable, clearly. And additionally, I'm already going out on expeditions anyway, in spite of my, let's just say, lacking physique. So, honestly, I'm cautiously optimistic. We do want to dominate the planet at some point, do we not? And it's like Tangent always says, the attacks will continue until either we're dead or we are the dominant species on the planet. And how are you going to do that? Hiding and cowering behind your walls. You aren't, that's how. Cautiously optimistic. Mars and Tangent. Well, I guess we're right in line with our closest friends. Mars is holding court with a small group of teens, already applying her spin on things. This is actually a good thing, she insists. Truly, we're never going to get anywhere as a species if we just sit here and wait to be attacked every year. Plus, it'll give Lum something to do so he stops bothering us. War is always a time of huge leaps in technology, too, Tang adds. Think of what we'll be able to accomplish. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to your empty quarters. Your birthday forgotten. You always been told the colony was safe. Now you know that time is over. The colony really has never been truly safe. So I'm not sure what time we're referring to. But, oh, did we have a new event with Mars? No, it looked like we did, though. My apologies, Mars. Honestly, I need to relax. Like, the dance was great and all, but it really did a number on me. Gotta relax on the walls. Oh, the walls are over here. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's have a bit of relaxation. You're sort of half-heartedly scouting by walking along the walls when you come across what looks like a little memorial shrine. Shrine? Tucked into an alcove. In it are drawings and mementos for the people who have passed away, including Tammy. You're struck once again by the senselessness of her death, letting the grief wash over you. You just as strong as the day she died. It's hard to believe that you came this far, through space, only to lose a friend in such a sudden and pointless way. You leave the shrine as is. Honestly, a straight-up normal 3, I think you're not good enough. You're out of here. See ya. Late's quiet. Alright. Now what's quite the question? So I wouldn't mind getting bravery up a bit, honestly. Engineering would be okay. I think we want to try to max out persuasion. That would be a thing to do. We take a class for that. So, like, tutoring children, that's a lot of empathy, or some empathy. And studying humanities, creativity and persuasion, those are our strong suits. We could do that. Yeah. Bit of humanities class. It's time for your end-of-turn humanities project. You, Tang, and Mars are all very excited to finish this project, showing everything you've learned in this subject so far. Congruence helps you come up with your project idea. Pretend you're students 500 years from now, and you're learning about the first colony on Vertumna. What sources of information would you be reading, watching, or listening to in order to learn about life back then? Create one of these artifacts for future students of the humanities. Creating history. Lovely. We should write a textbook, Tang says during your brainstorming section. The more we show we've learned, the more likely we'll pass the class. All we have to do is make sure everything is in there, and we're done. Not a bad idea. Mars rolls her eyes. That's so boring, Tang, she whines, putting her head on Tang's shoulder. Who wants to write the literal book? We should do something funny and stylish. Like, ooh, we could make a music video. I do have a talent for music. Tang looks horrified. We are not making a music video, she says, grimacing. Surely we can meet somewhere in the middle. Mars turns her head so she can kiss Tang on the cheek. The bridge of Tang's nose goes pink as her eyes dart to you nervously. Every band needs a bass player, Mars croons. Oh, or a guitarist. Tang shudders with her whole body, dislodging Mars, who giggles and relents. Okay, Mars says. Let's be serious here. Tang's right. We have to do something that proves we learned everything about this subject that's worth knowing. Mars is right too, Tang admits. There's no shame in relying on her charisma. You mean my good looks? Mars asks, flipping her hair over her shoulders. Tang looks down at her hollow palm and smiles. Truly, what's better than gals being pals? In the end, you agree to record a news segment about the colony's war on nature. Who gave it that name? That is the worst PR I've ever heard. The war on nature. Yes. Oh. Whatever environmentalist wing exists in this colony, I'm sure is having a field day with those optics. Oh boy. So the war on nature. Okay. Okay, a rebel cry, down with war. A call to action, defend the colony, or just the facts. Let's play this right down the middle. Let's be objective about this, because it's a nuanced situation. On the one hand, you don't necessarily want to accidentally create some ecological collapse or something, because, like, you killed, like, the lizard that, like, eats this pest that if their population isn't controlled and they, like, kill all the plants or something, okay? You want to try to avoid stuff like that. But also, you know, we do kind of need to survive, and nature does kind of seem to have it out for us here, so, yeah, a war in nature, as ridiculous as it sounds, isn't necessarily the worst idea. So we're going to play this straight down the middle. It's a nuanced situation. We're going to cover both sides, all right? As honest and unbiased as we can manage. Well then. Cards with gems are wild. Well, that's fun. What are we going to do then? 9. A pair of 9s. You don't see that every day. Put a 2 down. Why not? Okay. We could do like 3 5s. And put a 3 here. Because why not? Or we could make it a 6. Or I guess an 8. Oh, it's the highest value. You're right. Sounds decent enough to me. What do you mean? It's 2 of a kind? Oh, does it do it for both? Yeah, neat. Okay, gotta get 46 here. 46. Okay, well we can put down like a 5, like a 6 and a 3 and a 3. That's not great. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I can do something with this maybe. No, that's stupid. Well, if we had like this and then this becomes a 5, and this is 3 of a kind, and then we get the 2 things, so that's something. And then we could do like, we could put like on this side, then get like the 6 and the 3 going. 39. It's not terrible. Anything else we could do? If I had like a flower, I could redraw my hand, but yeah, we'll just push through. You, Tang, and Mars pour everything you have into your final project. It's a hit! You even post it on the colony message board and get tons of comments and even a few kudos. It's gratifying to know that something you've written is being enjoyed by the people you love. Is this why old Earth poets wrote so much? Perhaps? The Vertumna News Reports. That's what we're gonna do. That's our fate here. We're going to become the media. Let's do it. Okay. Congruence's hollow projection smiles at you. Congratulations, you 3. As an Earth poet once said, if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. She invites you to come audit the class whenever you like. Ooh, increased rewards for studying humanities? Good to know. Because I worked well this month. 0 out of 0? What the heck is that? Wait, what? Slander.